Here's my paint job gone astray. Looks like a, what do they call it? Messerschmitt. ME109, look at that. I did it in brown. I did it real thick in the corners because I wanted to get in them cracks. I know it's not going to be seen, but I did all the back in brown and it looked good, and I had some green, and I was just, hey, that looks pretty good. It looks like military-like, you know? And that was the whole idea with this car, so it's brown and green and a little bit of gray, a little bit of black here and there. But it's just paint to put over. It's going to be upholstered anyway. The only thing you'll probably see if you stuck your head into the car was the underside. But I'm working on my seat tracks over here. Now these things are pretty greasy, dusty, a little bit of rust, but nothing crazy. I've been using a hand brush, my grinder brush, and cleaning them up. Now this seat has a hole right here with this rod that goes from one side to the other. I'm going to have to shorten. And there's a cable that goes from this hole to the other side that I'm going to have to shorten. But see how they're kind of rusty in the corners and real greasy? I've been cleaning them up and painted one of them in Olive Drab Green. Now why do I use this color so much? Well, the whole thing is a military theme, but this stuff is an oxide primer and it prevents rust, and it's pretty nasty to get off. You don't just walk up and sand this stuff off. It does not come off easy. But I like green, and green's my favorite color, and I like the military planes and things like that, so I did it across the back. I don't know if you can see this, probably not. Let's see, I turn it around. It's been baking in the sun for like an hour. Yeah, let's spin it all the way around. Just a crazy print. You're not even going to see it. It's all upholstered. Looks like the, like I said, the zebra print on an ME109. Or just the camo. I still have to paint the inside. I haven't touched it. Probably pull it in, let it cool off, then flip it over, do the top, do the same thing. Look at my seat. My chair's showing the effects of the paint. That's okay. That thing's getting thrown out when all this is done. But I'm going to clean this one up next. This is where that rod goes. And that rod is right here. It's got like a funny keyway to it. It's got a key slot on both sides. And it turns and releases the latch on both ends. This one releases that latch, and I don't know what that one does really. I'm sure it's got to go back because it looks like it's kind of trigger release. And I can't get it to slide without it, so that must be it. But this is what I'm cleaning up. Like surface rust. Now these seats are 65 years old, and these seat tracks did pretty damn good for 65 years. So we're going to reuse them. And it ends up being the same height as the skirt. It only puts it about an inch off the bottom of that. So the seats aren't going to be ridiculously high in the air if I put these on. And I'll still be able to slide the back seat front and back. I think it's about, it's got like 6 or 8 inches right there. But just reusing factory stuff and having fun. And it's hot. I don't have a fan in here anymore. I did, but sweat's pouring off my head. Alright, I'm going to do some more. Clean this one up. Probably bolt them on. Shorten up that rod and make the shorter wire. Shorter cable. Cable's actually here somewhere. What did I do with it? I think it's over here. Oh no, it's here. I seen it. Yeah, it's right there. No, that ain't it. Where'd it go? It's here somewhere. We'll find it. It's right there on the floor. Just got a funny hook on the end. And it's like, of course, 7 inches too long right now. But these are the bolts that hold the seat in. Let's see if I can find something better. They look like fine thread, but they should be fine. They work for 65 years. Let's see if they can go another 65. I'll take some pictures of this one when it's all cleaned up. Back in a few. Kind of bright, huh? Let's see if I can get a different angle here. Yeah, it's cooking in the sun. I'm going to bolt it down. Already kind of jumpy here. But it's nice and clean, and it's olive green. The day is a-wasting. I'm pulled it inside, and I'm gonna flip it over and paint the inside. All primer brown. Throw some green on there. Just a look. I like it. Really looks really old. Looks like a warplane. Oh, weight in there. I gotta flip this thing over. And I do have my mask. My buddy Hank gave me. I wouldn't dare paint without it. Even if it's spray bomb paint, it don't matter. You shouldn't even sandblast without something like that. You get a thing called silicosis. Silicosis will block all the little holes in your lungs and you can't breathe. And you're wondering why. Gee, I wonder why I can't breathe. Whew. And the sun is creeping. It's right there. About a third of the way into the garage so far. And it's screwing up my pictures. Alright, I'll take some pictures and I'm flipping it over. Might be too bright in here, but you can see the brown when it dries. It's nice and smooth. Even if you suck at painting with a spray bomb, I don't care how many, blurbs of paint you get. When it dries, it looks like that, nice and smooth. It's actually sweat right there. Here's my new plate that supports the back. All plug welded in the back, primer brown. Now I'm not even done with this. I'm going to do the same thing as I did on the bottom. I'm going to do like that. I call it like a camo, like tiger print, whatever you want to call it. I like that. Even if we didn't cover it, it looked pretty cool. But it's going to be covered. If I was going to cover it, if I wasn't, I would have done these a lot better than that. But you pull up the back seat and you'll see it. Not that you'll ever pull up the back seat, who knows. Whew. But what I'm doing is paint it brown, push it out in the sun for an hour or so, pull it back in, and then I put the tiger stripes of green on it. I don't care if this runs, who cares? It's just to cover the bare steel, that's all it is. And it's so scattered in different colors, it's going to be pretty cool. See if the back, you can see that. Nah, not in this light, the sun's right there. I got my mask off, I shouldn't. I just finished spraying this, it's kind of wet. Right there. I knew there was a seam or a crack, I literally poured it on in those corners. Like in there, and in there, and up here it's soaking wet. So it's going out in the sun right there, and come out in a little bit, do some more. Take some pictures of it wet. She's been outside for a while. I pulled it in, I sprayed the green, I got a little run there, no big deal. But I need some longer bolts for back here because of the brace I added. These are fine thread. I think they're 5/16 fine thread. The green looks good, I don't mind the green. And I pretty much did these stripes and just threw it everywhere and ran out of green. That's actually pretty amazing, I have no green. I like it. It's kind of stupid because you're not going to see any of it unless you pull up the back seat, but just farting around. Kind of artsy-fartsy thing. Makes it look wicked old. It is wicked old. It's 65. A real wild paint. Someone's going to pull this up in 20 years and go, what the hell was this guy thinking? How do you cut all these brackets? Look at this crazy thing. Everything's brown and green. I like the brown. Prevents rust. Real nasty. The green's in military color, and you put them together, and all I need is some black, and it'd be like a camo, but I'm not worried about a camo. I spend hours making a camo print. It's good to go. I'm going to put her in the sun, let her dry. I like it. That's all that matters. Garage door's about half shut, so you can see in here. This is that special rod with that thing at the end. I cleaned it all up. I took 7 inches out of it and I cut that in half, and I'm overlapping it. I'm going to weld this rod to this rod and vice versa up here. And the angle line is just to keep it straight, but I got it in the hole where it goes. And I'm going to buzz this up, pull the angle line out, weld the whole thing, and that rod should be done. And the only thing I have left is the wire that goes from over here to over here, the lever. And then there's the lever right there, and the lever's over there on the ground. Freaking hot in here. But pretty good day. You know, get the seat all cleaned up, got it in multiple colors. Blue color. Gonna paint this thing too. It's green or something. I'm all out of brown. Sorry. But I'm gonna buzz this up so this works, and maybe mess with the spring. Always comes down to welding something, and I'm glad I have that. Ooh, that puppy's hot. She butted up nice. Pull my ground off. There's one drive. There's the other end of the drive. Oh, it's too hot out here. I'm going in, guys. We'll let this thing cool. I burned my seat flipping it over. Well. But this is the top side. I got a picture of the other side I had welded. I did run to the store and get the correct bolts. They needed to be about ½ an inch longer. But this is it for today, man. I'm going in. Have a good day. Can't even see it. There you go. Have a good day.